What's up, guys? Thanks for being with me for another video. Got a fun topic here for you guys. Actually inspired by Nick Wright. He put on Twitter his top 5 or top 10, sorry, players under 25, which is a video I'll be doing sometime after this. But today I'm gonna be focusing just on my top 10 overall players in the NBA. And this was very difficult. I already know there's going to be a lot of people in the comments disagreeing. Again, I'm going to say it and I'm going to disagree with myself because there's a lot of guys that I have that I could argue, up to 5 or even my honorable mention. Some of those guys I could argue a lot higher than what they are because, I got the writing down and thinking about my top 10 players. And I settled in on 13 guys. And I don't think there's any one of them, even the last 3, that I could argue are not top 10 players. Like they're that good. They deserve to be top 10 players. It just, again, it came down to a lot of preferences for me. When things are getting so close, you have to look at, certain accomplishments, whether it's, postseason success, whether it's individual accolades. I mean, these guys are all close. This was not easy for me. So again, I have 13 players we're going to be talking about today. We'll do the top 10, or we'll do the honorable mentions first, and then we'll do my top 10 guys. Again, I know you guys are going to disagree, so let me know how you would have ranked all these guys in the comments section. But without further ado, let's get into this. All right, now these honorable mentions are in no particular order, but we're going to start off with Paul George. Again, someone you could argue a lot higher, but when guys are so close, the thing that kind of held Paul George back to me is, he hadn't been out of the first round since 2014. That's a lot of seasons without getting out of the first round. I'm not trying to kill Paul George here. I'm just, saying, why I put him in honorable mention. He had coming off a fantastic season with OKC where he was an MVP candidate. 28 points a game, very, very great on both ends of the floor. It was awesome to watch. But that was his only season where he was an MVP, caliber player. He's had some other good seasons as well, but here and with the Clippers, not only has he been dealing with injuries, but even in the games he's played in, he hasn't reached quite the expectations that we were expecting him based off what he had done the prior 2 seasons in OKC. So I love Paul George, great player, smooth ball handler, one of the best and smoothest ball handlers from a guy that's 6'9", maybe ever in the league. Can get his shots off from mid-range and 3. I mean, he's a beautiful player when he's in rhythm and going. Obviously, his defense is great too. We know about Paul George, but I got him as my first honorable mention spot. And again, if you wanted to argue him a lot higher, I'm not going to argue with you. Next up, I have Nikola Jokic, one of my favorite bigs in the game. I think of all the traditional centers in the NBA, he's the only one that you can legitimately run your offense through, from the high post, from the low post. I mean, just a brilliant passer. He can find guys when they're cutting, get them out in the perimeter. Super patient in the post and strong, so he's able to score on anybody. He's got a decent little 3-point shot when he's open. He's just one of those players that's real deceptive. You're thinking guys are going to be able to block his shot or just find a way to disrupt his offense, but he just, he's got the game. He's got the game figured out there in the post, and it's funny to watch him go through his series of fakes and just little head fakes and moves to get position and to find the shots, to find the passing angles. I mean, it's a really fun player to watch. And again, he's definitely a top 10 player to me. I love his game, and hopefully him and the Nuggets will continue to get better and start having some more consistent success in the postseason. All right, y'all. I told you how hard this was going to be for me, and I've already ended up changing my mind. I had somebody down as my last honorable mention pick, but thinking more about it, I had to put this guy at honorable mention. This is one of the rising stars in NBA, future Hall of Famer, if he keeps it up, no question. But just hasn't done it quite long enough for me to put him in over the guys I have in my top 10. So the next guy we're going to be talking about is Luka Doncic, who is having, first half of the season was having an MVP type run, was leading the Mavericks, they were one of the top 4 or 5 seeds in the West for a while there. But this kid's game is just a throwback. Everybody says a comparison to Larry Bird, and I agree with it. Just his ability. Now, he's not the shooter that Larry Bird was, but he's a better creator off the dribble than Larry. But he's got all the fakes and just the finesse, the deception, where you're not thinking he's going to be able to get by you and make certain moves. And he just has something for everything. He uses his pump fakes, uses his footwork in the post, his ball handle, his elite passing ability. He takes advantage of every tool he has in his kit to be one of the top players in the game. Again, this is somebody that just by next year I could have him close to the top 5. if he continues to improve and leads the Mavericks up and into the playoffs or do things in the playoffs. But we haven't seen him play in one playoff series. This is his first MVP caliber season. I just can't put him above the rest of the guys on this list. Again, I understand you if you want to have him in your top 10, 7 or 6, wherever you want to have him, but I just can't do that right now until I at least see him for a playoff series. For all we know, he might have a very rough playoff series, and people might, how that goes. You have a bad playoff series, and they want to change the whole narrative on you. So I gotta wait for Luka to get into the playoffs and let's really see him against the toughest competition, where everybody's game planning for him for a series. See how he comes out on the other side of that. But I'm confident in Luka. He's gonna be a great player in years to come. But right now, I just gotta put him at the bottom of my top 10 or honorable mention. What's up, y'all? I'm gonna be breaking down my top 10 NBA players, starting off with the honorable mentions. But I might be doing this in chunks where I give maybe a few players, and the next couple of days give another few players, not throw it all at once.